So you want to apply for funding with the GFC? Complying with the GFC to get funded for any of our categories when applying can be a detailed process, but here's a general step-by-step guide to help you get started. CK document. Now, the first thing you will need is a CK document. A CK document gives us details about your enterprise and is accessible on the website where you registered your company. If you registered through CIPC, you can get your CIPC document from their website or visit their self-serve service terminals. On this document, we check that directors' names are the same as SDB4, CSD, and applicant information. We check that registration number is the same as on CSD. We check if the address is within the province. We also check if company registration provided is the same as one provided on the application. BEE. GFC requires that your application carries a BEE certificate, which you can retrieve or apply for on the S-Services website, BizPortal anytime, or at the CIPC Self-Service Terminals website. Upon reviewing your application, the GFC will check that your BEE certificate is attached. Please check that your certificate is within valid date. If it is an affidavit, check that expiry date is 12 months from date of commissioning to closing date. Bank letter. The GFC also requires that the applicant submit a bank letter for their company. The bank letter must have your company name, stamp date, bank stamp. It is important to note that this is not a bank statement. Please also ensure that your bank statement is not password protected when you send it. SBD4. We require that applicants also provide a SBD4 form when applying with us. The form must be filled in by the director. Check that all fields are filled. Ensure that declaration of interest is signed. Tax. Complying with tax regulations is an important aspect of applying for funding with us. Here's how to navigate this process. The GFC requires that you attach a tax compliance document with your application. Check that you have a valid tax PIN and not expired. To conduct a SARS verification, please visit www.sarsefiling.co.za. Go to tax status. Request verification. Type reference number, PIN. Copy the security code given to you above. If your tax PIN is compliant, you're good to go. To identify what could be a reason for non-compliance, here's what you can do. This page is what is known as my compliance profile. You may check what non-compliance is impacting your overall status so you have an idea what it is you must contact SARS about. Certified ID. Submitting a valid certified copy of your ID when applying for film funding is a common requirement for us to ensure that the applicant is a legitimate, identifiable person or entity. Kindly ensure that your ID is valid and not older than 3 months, and that it has a Commissioner of Old stamp. CSD. The GFC requires a CSD report. This document tells us your CIPC, BEE, tax compliance, and that whether your company supplies film, media, or related services,